This episode of Lip Service is brought to you by Tristan Walker and Bevel. It's the first and only shaving system designed specifically for people with coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. We were talking about this on Lip Service and shaving and making sure we bend down and get it all out of the crack.
Shave the crack.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is actually a way to start shaving smarter and get rid of all those razor bumps with a bevel razor. Now, trust me, a lady doesn't want to get next to a guy who feels like the rough side of a bodega sponge, and y'all don't want to get next to us like that either, right?
No. Go to getbevel.com and use code LIPFREE to get the first month of your Bevel subscription for free.
Just go to GETBEVEL.com and use code LIPFREE at checkout. Now, let's start the show.
Lip Service. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for Lip Service, and I'm Angela Yee.
I'm Stephanie Santiago.
I'm Gigi Maguire.
Oh, and this is a little different. This is a first for us. Okay, we have some gigolos here with us today.
Hi, Garren James from...
First gigolos?
Yeah, gigolos.
Yeah.
This is your first gigolos.
Yeah.
So Garren James?
Yeah, Garren James from the Showtime show Gigolos and owner of CowboysForAngels.com, which is a male escort agency for women. We have 95 men that we represent across the United States.
Oh, we looked. Mm-hmm. We saw you on there, Nick.
We looked, we saw.
Not a lot of clothes on those photos, huh?
Some of the, first of all, what's up with the private profiles? I saw there were some guys that are private. How are we supposed to pick you?
Well, they have a code that you can unlock the profile.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, some of those guys, they're more like they have corporate jobs or they have they're in modeling agencies and things like that. So they just want to be a little bit more private. So when a client calls, and some clients prefer a private person if they're going to a wedding, an event, and they are paranoid that maybe somebody would spot them with somebody on the website or something like that.
Have guys ever gone to like the same event and been hired to go to the same event and been like, yo, it's
from across the room?
Yeah.
No, not really.
All right. Now, we always start with the tip of the day. So here's a great tip that you guys can help a lot of men out with. Okay. How do you get hard when you're not turned on? What are some tricks to get hard when you're not really turned on by a woman?
Well, you got your own hand.
I don't know why you'd want to force that if you have a problem doing it. You shouldn't have a problem, getting hard. It's a mental thing, practicing with yourself will do it. But, find something you're attracted to. It shouldn't be that difficult. You're talking about when you're with a woman, right? Mm-hmm. You should be able to find something you're attracted to. It shouldn't be that hard. But
sometimes your penis doesn't cooperate with your brain.
Yeah, well then, you gotta eat better. You gotta exercise. You gotta take better care of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleep more. There's anything you can do to benefit yourself is going to help your libido and sex drive.
What if like the woman you're not, you're having sex with this woman for a reason, like whether it be money. Some guys who are listening to our show might need a house to stay in or something.
A house to stay in.
Right?
I need
it reminds me of those memes when it's like income tax and it's like a big old fat chick.
You're asking
you better
why.
Start training your brain up here and thinking differently,
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to find a woman that there's not something that's attractive about her, whether it's her smile or the way that she looks at you or the way that she's helping you out in your life, So that's attractive. I would hope that a guy...
credit card bill paid, feel good, you better get hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always about your cock in bed with women, obviously. I mean, there's so many other tools that you can use
your
to
mouth.
If women feel good.
Right.
That's true. Now that's a great tip.
I mean, there's a lot of tools. You can also bring a toolbox with you. There's multiple toys and
it is
a lot of things to explore.
If sometimes I jump into it a little bit and I'm not immediately turned on, if I go down on a woman, that arouses me and turns me on too. So.
Yeah. Does it matter if she's super hairy? Does that bother you?
Oh, that's
I'm not a huge fan of
Can we ask you ladies what your current hair situation is? What are we
I have a landing strip.
Okay, that's sexy.
Nice.
I'm a little bit too hairy than I would like to be at the moment, but I plan to take care of that tomorrow.
Like 99% of women take care of all of it or have just a little.
Oh, you think that much?
Yeah.
99%?
They take care of it, or they just have a little strip or something.
gotta
Yeah, I usually have a landing strip,
Yeah,
but I've been a
strips
little
are
bit
nice.
lax and lazy. And
When they're getting it on,
I
if they're
live with
taking
my
a little break,
significant
they might
other.
let
You
it
know,
hang out a
I
little
grow
bit.
out a little every couple of
Because what's randomly, because I feel like.
Wait a second. I didn't get a third answer, and I'm curious. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Steph.
She's completely bald, and
Yeah,
I can tell you that without
completely
even
bald.
knowing.
Yeah, I shave it.
That's
I
good.
shave
That's
everything.
good.
Like I squat down. I shave my crack. I shave everything.
You don't
That
wax
a girl.
it?
That a girl.
No, it hurts.
I shave too.
But shaving, doesn't that make you stubbly?
I shave it like every day. Whenever I
So
start
it
to
don't even
feel
go
it,
back.
yeah.
I did that
you
when I was a
technique with that,
dancer.
too,
When I
if
was a
you're
dancer,
going-
I shaved every single day.
Yeah.
Which is why these days I'm like, fuck that shit.
The only
ain't
time I
shaving.
don't shave is when I'm on my period and I just finished my period and it's like the best day. The last day is like, yes, I'm going to clean everything and shave it
you
all
go.
up.
She also bleaches her asshole.
Yeah, I do. I bleach. I bleach everything. I bleach my whole,
Keep it clean.
everything, all of that.
We like that.
The whole entire area.
Even
I
though
take the
haven't been
clippers with
bleaching.
everything myself. I don't shave anything. I get ingrown hairs and stuff when you do
That's-
that. But I have expensive clippers that I take to everything.
Yeah, men use clippers.
Or bevel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bevel. Bevel's really good.
Bevel's awesome.
Okay, now,
So for those guys, bring a toolbox.
all right, so bring a toolbox. So like a dildo vibrator.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
There's a lot of toys to
Cock
bring.
rings.
There's
Guys are intimidated by toys sometimes.
Exactly. I was
Really?
just about to say
What's
that.
wrong with these guys-
Some
these
guys don't
kids?
want to
These
use
kids,
toys.
that's what it is.
You know, there's so many different fun things. I mean, you can bring a rope. You can bring a sexy
rope?
up. Yeah, bring a rope. You know, do some tying or you know, you can.
handcuffs.
That's such a big
Sex
fantasy
position
of mine.
books.
to get
Don't tie
tied
me up
up.
if you can't.
Cock rings
Don't
with
tie me up if your
vibrators.
dick can't get hard. Then what?
I've never been tied up.
You know
I've
what
never been
about?
tied up
You know,
either.
there's- they have these outfit things that are like like a mesh. You know, and you can you put it on just so you could tear it off the woman, and that's fun and sexy.
Edible panties.
The net,
That
like
is-
net things. You know, get some of that.
sounds
That's
nice.
hot. That's fun. Like,
That is hot.
That should turn you
Rip
on.
my clothes off,
son.
Daddy.
Are edible panties tasty though? They look like it's like
They
licorice.
do. They come in different flavors and stuff.
They taste like
But I like
Fruit
crotchless
Yeah, Fruit
clothes though. That's a turn out
Oh,
for
that's
me.
sexy.
Crotchless clothes.
Yeah, like black latex or leather with a hole in the
crotch.
crotch.
Oh, that's really nice.
I do. I like that.
Easy access.
What about you guys? Are there things that y'all wear like you get dressed up to? Cowboys for angels?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Cowboy.
know. I mean, you know, I don't think that there is an out there a men's lingerie line that is sexy. I mean, you got like the little elephant underwear or something. I mean, it's just
Oh, the
cheesy.
trunk, like the
Yeah,
trunk.
it is.
It's cheesy.
Yeah, it's way
Way
cheesy.
There's no sexy men's underwear or lingerie line. It's
know
nothing
what it is.
like
Crotch
that.
is men's
A clean
underwear.
cut man with
Yeah.
a fresh haircut and nice jacket, pants, shoes, whatever is the equivalent to us seeing a woman in lingerie.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think so.
But what about like guys? You guys have those pants that can just rip off and stuff.
That's so cheesy.
So
That's so magic,
I
Mike.
used to do that. I was a stripper for
see,
5
there
years.
you go.
I was a stripper for 5 years.
That's so magic,
I
Mike.
think male
Yeah.
strippers. Sometimes I feel like male strippers do a lot more work than female strippers do. Because I've been to male review shows.
For sure.
Except
Oh,
unless
yeah.
you're Gigi. Gigi was phenomenal because she was doing all kind of tricks.
Choreography and
But I feel like because
breakdancing.
y'all gotta like pick women
Oh
up
my God.
and
yeah.
like set your dick on fire and stuff.
Yeah, crazy shit. Yeah, you got to spin and flips like women. They just like guy
said,
and
like
guys
you.
like this.
Just grinding on the
shake
lap.
Shake the, shake it a little bit.
Actually, the pole dancing, that's a good workout too.
It's a great workout.
It's like too much of a workout. It takes a lot of strength to get up there and climb on that pole.
No, Gigi was a phenomenal.
I teach it. I teach pole dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Pole
Nice.
fitness.
But I feel like there's some women who don't do nothing. Like they just walk
It
around.
beats you up too, man. I for an episode, I took some pole dance classes and did all that. It kicked my ass. I had bruises everywhere, all banged. I'm a little too big to be up on a pole. I think a girl can handle that a little better than me. But I was hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now have you ever been hired by somebody that you really ended up liking?
All of them.
Dang.
all of them.
All of them.
Oh, what
Most
a great
of them.
answer.
Most of them. They
did you not like
come into the
Brian?
situation. They have a great attitude. They're excited about it. Usually they're in Vegas, ready to have a good time. So very very few times is someone in like a bad attitude, and I don't have a good time, and I don't like them.
I've owned this agency for 8 years, and maybe once or twice over the 8 years, someone will call me, one of my guys, and say, listen, if she would like to schedule me again, like I'm out of town.
Dang.
I mean, it just doesn't happen. I mean, because these women are going into this to have a good time. So they're usually a lot of fun to be around. I mean,
yeah, I've only done that one time. Is this because she didn't take care of herself though?
What does that mean?
Rotten
She's
tooth.
funky.
Rotten tooth.
Halitosis.
It's bad. Yeah.
She had a rotten tooth.
Yeah.
How do you
tell
mean?
her?
You could smell it.
I could smell that shit when I was parking my car.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was, she was up in my face the whole time too. It was rough. I stuck through it. I didn't want to hurt her feelings or anything, but I couldn't see her again. Those are the only two things. If they don't take care of themselves or if they have a bad attitude, and like you said, it's really rare though.
You don't think it's worth telling her though, like, hon, you might need to see a dentist?
I don't think I'm the person. I'm there to if try to make her feel good about herself and everything. I didn't want to ruin that moment. It's sometimes it's like a bucket list thing for them, and if it is kind of my job to make them feel good, and if I said that would totally
What if she asked you like, is my breath, does it smell a little tart to you?
You gotta be honest.
I would have to be honest in that situation. If she asked about it, I'd be like, you don't smell that shit? What?
She knew her breath smelled
I thought I was
bad.
on camera.
Now, what would you say the majority of your clientele, like, what's the description of these women? Because we were all trying to figure it out.
What types of women are your clientele base?
It's hard to make the time to check out stand-up in this city, especially when you're as busy as we are. Me, Stephanie, Gigi, lip service, plus other things that we do aside from this. Gigi teaching your pole dancing classes. Stephanie with all of your hostings, and I know you have a lot of other things going on.
Much going
on. It's hard. That's why hosts Phoebe Robinson and Jessica Williams and their funniest stand-up friends bring the comedy to you on their new podcast.
It's real talk, comedy, and storytelling recorded live in Brooklyn, New York.
I relate. Now, they talk about sex, race, dating, parents, awkward situations, and even some celebrities that you just wouldn't expect. So, we're so into it.
Listen up, funny people, or more like people who like funny people. Go to iTunes and subscribe to Two Dope Queens from WNYC Studios.
You might know them from The Daily Show or Broad City, but you're about to know Phoebe Robinson and Jessica Williams from the dopest new podcast, Two Dope Queens.
Believe us, y'all, these ladies are going to show you a good time, just like us.
Oh, I mean, we have different, I guess you could say a lot of different sections or groups of women. And I love the calls from women. And the first thing that they say is, listen, I don't need your service. I'm a beautiful woman. I just want to have some fun tonight. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of those calls. And then we have a lot of executives, women that are traveling, coming to New York. Right. And they're from LA and they don't want to jump on Match or go sit in a bar. They want to go out for a fun night and have somebody that can show them around, protect them, be protective. So there's a lot of those traveling women. We have women that are more, I guess you could say, special needs kind of women. These are the women that I love calls from. They're going through a divorce. They're having a battle of their lifetime. They're fighting for their kids. They're fighting for, what they've worked for their whole life. And they can't jump into a new relationship because they're in a battle. So how do you start a new relationship when you're going through a battle? But they're so sick and tired and they just want to have a weekend of fun. And so we're like a relief for them. We have women that have lost their spouses for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. They haven't stepped out of the dating scene. And like for us to just like break them back into like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I was only with this one person.
I like that.
That was everything I guess. Everything you just said was everything I guess. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's all right. No, I just said I enjoy that part too.
Yeah.
Being a stepping stone of some sort.
I mean,
but what if they get attached? Then do you feel bad? Like,
no,
this is my first.
Attached in one sense is okay, but I lay down the law and draw a line and put up a border and say this is how it is. I plan on doing this for a long time, and I see other people. I'd love to continue to see you, but I'm never going to lie to a client and say someday I'm going to quit this. I'm going to run away.
What if she starts crying?
Well, listen,
has
what
that ever happened?
Understand
they
is
wouldn't cry over that. I'm up front from the first second. I'm up front.
They didn't call a matchmaker.
Right.
They didn't call. They're not looking to get married. They're looking for fun. Like they're looking to pay to be like, okay, time to go. I got to go to work. I got things to do in my life.
So speaking of time, like, do you guys like have a certain time? Like, is the date all night long till the next morning?
Yeah, we have overnights. So we sort of
not all dates are overnights.
It could be just an event.
Well, I've booked 2-week appointments. I've booked.
Oh, really?
2
weekends. Yeah.
What about like a couple hours?
Days. I went to South Africa for 10 days.
Like
I want your job.
Yeah. So a woman could call and ask to be with a man in a hotel room for an hour.
Well, yeah, I mean, our appointment, it's kind of, I try to let people know an hour is extremely short, and so I usually recommend a 4-hour appointment if you're doing this. So you can meet at the lobby bar, have a drink, get to know somebody, possibly go upstairs, go, whatever, direction you want.
But what if she just wants to fuck?
Well, if she tells me she just wants to fuck, I can't book the appointment because that's illegal.
That's illegal.
Oh,
but then you have so how does that work? So you have an option, like if you guys go out, then optionally, like you can have sex if you so choose, but it's not part of
what you're providing.
Yeah, I mean, I have to follow the law. I have a family, kids, and an agency to protect. So, our service, and you girls know, I mean.
So it's just for a date, it's not for sex.
Not just you, but that any woman, I mean, you three, you can't even ask you three this question, but you could walk into a bar and raise your hand and be like, I need some sex right now.
Fuck?
Yeah. And you'd have like 52 guys, but any woman can basically do that. So obviously our service is a little bit beyond that. They're tired of, the lame date or the lame fuck or whatever that is.
But
they want to have like some beautiful attention and like the man that pushes in their chair and just like really cares about them. He's not on his phone. He's not like he's into you. He doesn't look at anybody. See, you're used to all this stuff that I'm saying. Like someone that looks at you the whole time doesn't look around.
So is there a training process that your guys go through?
Yeah, I mean it's very strict, very strict policy. But you know what? Things do get romantic. I mean, obviously, if you're with a client and there's a spark and there's a romantic spark, things can happen on appointments, but that's not something that,
it's not a service.
Right. You can't be like, it costs this.
Right. You can't say, now listen, now that my time's up, if you give me, an extra $1,000, we can make shit
you
happen.
can't.
No, that's a crime. So,
but what about in like Vegas?
Yeah,
someplace else
not in Vegas, in Nevada, because it's legal in Nevada.
Well, there's certain counties, but not in the city of Vegas. But the beauty of the Showtime show, Gigolos, which is airing on Thursday nights on Showtime, is that we have a sign-up list on our website, and there's a specific box that says, do you want to be on the Showtime show? And then we send an email blast out when we're ready to air. And it says your name, some photos, and what is your wildest sexual fantasy. Now, I would then submit those to the producer, and we pick through those. And then that person is then free flight, free hotel, and a small stipend to appear on camera. So they can be as wild as they want and do whatever they want because the producers pay the men. So on the show, there's some wild, crazy ass sexual shit.
Now, let me ask you, what if a woman is like, I want to hire 2 guys?
Sure.
Sheesh.
It doesn't happen often. A lot of double dates.
Right.
We got a lot, like three girls like you going to Vegas and have a couple guys go with them. Yeah.
Pick from the list.
Friends and family.
I already know who Steph wants.
Yeah, they already picked who they want from off the list.
I mean, just for, just for the record, I sleep with really gorgeous guys, and they don't charge me. But I thought that, because from the photos on the website, and I thought like this would be for a woman, like maybe she can have sex with a guy, pick a guy, but not get like a hot guy. You know what I mean? Somebody that's gonna fuck the shit out of her.
All of the guys,
and look really good at the same time. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, but again, like
that's what I thought.
You got to think about the woman. The woman, any woman can get laid. I mean, this is really
it's more than just sex.
That. It's
but
like,
it's
the whole romantic. Yeah, she is.
She's dirty.
It's the whole romantic date. It's the boyfriend experience. It's being taken care of. It's being courted. It's being comforted. It's being
okay. I get it.
Shown affection and attention.
And they're still working on legalizing prostitution and everything like that in Nevada as well. But I still wouldn't do that. I would still do this companionship date.
Right.
I think they should anyways and regulate it. It's been proven to work better anyways.
But I'm just saying, again, women, of course, it's easier for us to get laid than it is for a guy, right?
I don't know if that's true though. It's kind of easy for guys too.
But I mean,
I feel like
it's not easy for guys to get laid.
I don't think it's easy for a woman to get laid by a star, by a guy who's just like
apparently it isn't here.
I mean, like a guy who is just like like, who looks like a statue. You know what I mean? I don't think that every girl, I know girls who their whole lives, they're not going to get that.
Yeah.
So it's just a
Statues
fantasy.
aren't that much fun.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that looks like one. You know what I mean? Do you have like
Most
art?
statues, yeah.
You look at this man and he looks like
his
art.
body looks like a piece
You know
of
what I
art.
mean? Like it's chiseled. It looks
Someone
like
takes very good care of themselves.
right. But I don't think there's. Sometimes a woman could get a guy with a really hot body and he got bad teeth or a fucked up looking face, or vice versa. Really good face
hard
and
to
a
get the
bad
whole
body.
package.
You know what I mean?
The whole package.
What about cuddling? How often do women hire you they want to just cuddle?
I want to be held.
Well, everybody likes to cuddle. I like to cuddle.
But would you
wanna be
hire, like,
held.
do women hire? Because I know there was a whole story about, I think in Japan, there's all these guys that get paid just to cuddle.
Yeah, I read
with
about
women.
that.
You read about that?
Yeah.
Does that happen often? Women
That's
just
a
want to
big
cuddle.
thing. I mean, overnights, obviously they're going to be in the same bed and they want to feel protected and safe, and they want to feel loved.
Another body, some
Yeah.
other energy, connection.
Yeah.
I like cuddling, but sometimes I just don't want to be touched. I'm like, all right.
So you hire some guy to lay there and not touch you.
Yeah.
I just want you to lay next to me and don't touch me.
He just wants to look at a
No,
statue.
but that's why I'm not the hiring a guy type of girl, because I want my man there. I want a guy there, and then I don't. You know what I mean? So
You kind
I
of
call
paying him
him
to go
over.
away.
Yeah. You
no, I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for anything.
Well, it's like this.
I gotta pay my bills.
Most women, it's kind of like they've been taught that it's okay for a man to hire somebody, but it's not okay for a woman. Like
Right.
it's like below you or something like that. But really, it's empowering that so many women call and they say like, "Oh, this is going to be so much fun." Like
I think it's really awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I think
it's
what you
cool
guys do is
too.
amazing, and especially the way you described it. And again, every woman that you described as who your clientele, it was what I thought, was what I guessed. Divorcees and people on vacation and
Right.
so forth and so on.
Or if you're very busy and you like, I have to
Busy
go to this
executive.
function.
One of the biggest
I need
ones.
some arm candy with me.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
One of the biggest ones is some lady who spent a lot of time in college and educating herself and starting her business or working for a company and working her way up in the company. So she's super successful and she can afford to have a quality companion. She doesn't have to go out and date to try to find somebody. And it's on her time. It's on her schedule. And and when it's done, it's back
So
to
you
her
think
job and her life at work.
she can make enough money to keep him faithful? To keep him?
What's that?
Like, do you think she has enough money, like, to pay him forever so he could just be with her?
Well, it shouldn't be forever.
Because at the
I mean,
end of the day, that's what a woman wants, no matter how successful she is or
think
what she
that's-
did.
I think
You
we all
want a
want that,
forever
but-
companion.
Yeah, I think we all want that.
You
And
know
I don't
what I
really date
mean?
in my personal life, but I'm open to finding someone like that who accepts me and for what I do. And I don't plan on getting out anytime soon. But the likelihood of meeting that perfect person, if you're a realist, is very unlikely.
Yeah, I
It's
agree
kind of
with
it's kind of a
that.
sad thing. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart a little bit too, and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of bad relationships and a lot of bullshit. And we're kind of moving into a society.
No,
where
but I mean, for
we
that
don't-
woman that you said who just didn't have time to find that, you know what I mean?
yeah, well, once she's
And then
established and she's done and she's
Right, that's what I
then she
mean.
can
And
look
by
for that.
herself, so she could come and get one of you guys, right? And that's nice, but then what?
Well, then she,
And we get her in the game a little bit too.
Yeah.
Make her feel more confident.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
up
we're
her game.
we're temporary. We're just
temp
temporary
service.
fun.
Temporary
Yeah.
service.
It's a temp
Yeah,
service.
I've had a couple regulars who've met a boyfriend, and I wish them the best
Yeah.
of luck and everything.
Do you miss them?
I do.
Aww.
Yeah, I get really close with them. Especially
Yeah.
I do a lot of amazing stuff, and we have weekend bookings. And
Especially if you go to India for 10 days.
10
obviously.
days, Africa for
That's
10
a connection.
days. You've definitely
Oh, no,
connected with
that's
these people.
that's a good
and all
time.
over.
Has a woman ever been like, and I'm sure, okay, I just want you to get out the game and just, be with me.
No, I lay down the law from.
Well, and
the
plus,
Because I
first
feel like
minute.
guys
I'm
always
not-
try to
I
lay
don't
down the law,
bullshit.
but for women, sometimes we feel
No,
like
it's a skill. It's
it's
definitely a
weird
skill. It's
change.
one that you have to have if you're a
Yeah.
successful gigolo
Well,
too.
you
Or
know
you're
what
not
I-
going to be respecting. She's not going to believe anything you say.
right. And I teach my guys just always be completely honest with your clientele. I mean, your job is to make them feel special, but you're not there
Women read
to
through
lie.
the littlest of bullshit. Anyways.
Don't say, hey, baby, like, you keep booking me and eventually, I mean, that's just
Eventually people get married.
Yeah, no, because that's not, we're here to be honest with them, and we're not here to lead you on or anything like that. Our service is a set time frame, and you're paying for a certain amount of time, and they know that, and we're not like, the old misconception of a gigolo is, to lead somebody on to maybe
but
buy
I
me a
can
car
say
and all that.
I can say on the reverse end, like you were saying before, it's like it's a common thing for a woman to be a prostitute. It's probably the oldest job in history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but a lot of times you hear a prostitute marrying a trick. You hear about that. Yeah, you hear about that all the time.
I have a question.
I'm open to finding someone like that in my life. Like I said, I love my life, though. It would take somebody very special to change me. And most likely, if I did meet somebody who accepted me, she would accept my job and what I do as well.
And when people see you, they probably already recognize you from Gigolo.
A little. It's a lot more than I thought it would be for being on Showtime.
I mean, you guys have one of the
Yeah.
top 10 shows on cable television, so of course you're going to get recognized.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
are
I
you
was-
honest if a woman doesn't know who you are and she's like, oh, so what do you do? What do you say?
Well, he said he doesn't
I'm a
date in his
painter.
regular
I
life.
do lots of other stuff. I usually talk about one of the other things I do. I do music.
Oh, yeah, I heard. So
paint.
you,
Right.
so
I'm
you
a writer.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But of the 95 men, I'm sure a few of them have girlfriends
Yeah,
that
of course.
that they accept that this is their boyfriend's job.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
How did you get started? Because I see that you're married. So how?
Well,
what's the
I
background
started
in
this
that?
business because I started dating women who owned an agency, Women for Men.
Okay.
And then I slowly learned the business from her, started working with her, and then started my agency. But
you saw a need that had to be
But
fulfilled.
were you a Gigolo yourself?
well, when I first started the agency, I didn't have a lot of guys. So I'd get a call and no one's available. So I would take the calls. But as I got busier and busier, my job now is to be in constant contact and scheduling and talking to the clients.
You can't have a Friday night gig when he has 5 other bookings going on.
Right.
or because I walk everybody into the appointments and I'm talking to people and people get lost and things like. So I couldn't be a great date
Right.
on my phone. So
You're like, sorry,
and
I
then
gotta handle
found-
this booking.
He'd be the worst date ever.
I'd be the worst.
I
date
can't
ever.
find
The
Nick
worst date
anywhere.
ever.
He's late.
I get the worst
I
reviews ever.
yell at him all the time. I take his phone from him. I'm like, you don't get this phone for 5 minutes. We're going to sit here and talk a
sent
little
10
bit. Get the
texts
fuck
during
out of here.
this.
Now, what about women have certain fetishes? Like, I have some friends that only like fat guys.
Really?
Oh my God.
No, I do have one friend, she loves fat guys.
Really?
Right. So I didn't see any fat guys on the site.
No, we don't have any. Maybe we should start a subdivision.
What do they call them? Remember we
Teddy
had
bears? Or
yes, there's no teddy bears on
love?
the site.
Well, we could always start a subdivision. Do you know any
'Cause the
good
chubby
bears?
chasers are out
You know the
there.
chubbies?
I know some good teddy bears.
The chubby chasers are out there.
You
Yeah,
don't have
no,
to talk.
seriously, there might be some like need for some type of some women like guys with really small penises. But it's
never
another
heard of that
fetish.
one.
I never heard that either,
I don't know, I just
Ange.
threw
I
that
think
out
you're
there.
making it up.
I don't know about really small.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about that.
Now, okay, so
What's yours?
what's my fetish?
Yeah.
Let me see. What do I like? Well, I like thin guys. I think I kind of like guys with beards, maybe. I don't know. All right, now you know what time it is. It's time to take a break and thank our wonderful sponsor for this week's show, Bevel. It's the first and only shaving system designed for men with coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin, and for us women too.
It's clinically proven to reduce and prevent razor bumps, discoloration, and irritation. There's a reason 9 out of 10 Bevel customers come back month after month.
I only like guys who use Bevel.
You get your first month of Bevel free. Enter promo code LIPFREE at checkout.
Tristan Walker and the Bevel team are doing their best to make it easy for you. So don't be difficult. Start shaving smarter today at getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. Use code LIPFREE to get the first month of your Bevel subscription for free. Everyone loves free. Now, let's get back to the show.
Interesting.
Hey,
It just
Scruff or
depends.
beard?
I think maybe scruff.
yeah, what's up with those? No woman is into those trendy big fat.
Hell
beards.
no.
I'm not. I
Hell
don't. I
no.
hate it. It's awful.
Some
I think
people
it's
I think
terrible.
only guys,
Ridiculous.
other guys are into their guy
Yeah,
friends
I
with
think
beards.
that. I think
Me and
guys
him
are
got the
getting
They think,
biggest
oh, that's a
beards.
cool
That
beard.
ain't helping nobody.
Yeah,
That
that's a
ain't helping
cool
nobody.
beard, bro. And you're like,
You
thanks,
go-
bro. You
Your
know?
girl's got a fetish.
Right.
My thing is
I
like,
see you have. I see what you have for dinner in your beard.
How do you
think I have a
clean it?
fetish.
Like, how
Yeah,
do you
it's
clean
dirty.
it? It smells like
Your beard
pasta.
should not be dirty.
It smells
Stop
like
it.
pizza.
Yeah, it's
Well,
If
there's
you eat
companies now
salad.
that make
It's
just
gonna smell like a
specific
salad.
products to clean beards and take care of them and everything. What are your girls' fetishes?
I don't think I have one.
No,
think
you
I
gotta
have
have
one
something.
either.
No,
Give me
so
something little.
now let me ask
I
you this
like-
because I did. Okay, so Gigi, if you were gonna hire a male escort, what would your requirements be?
Jeez, I don't
If you could
know.
put together the perfect male for the night, what would you say would be his attributes as far as not even just his looks, but everything about him? What would be the
I
perfect
guess it
guy?
would depend on
Would I
our
do
plan.
okay?
You
Would
do
I-
great. I like your shoes.
Thank you.
Okay,
be
that's
awesome.
important.
And I like your tats, so you do good too. And I like your whole style. I peeped your jewelry and everything when you first walked in. It's cool.
Appreciate it.
But I don't know. That's a hard question. I guess it
Just
would have to
list
go.
some things that you
it
like.
would have to be like whatever we were doing. Like I would need somebody that would be able to. If I was interested in going to like an amusement park, I would need somebody who wants to ride.
Somebody
roller coasters,
fun that doesn't
somebody
get
wants to have
sick
fun
on-
and
Yeah.
who wants to eat funnel cake with me and that type of thing.
Fun
Somebody who
stuff.
will win me all a bunch of teddy bears and hold them for me. Like just little
He's got to have good aim.
Yeah, that's what I
How to
tell
have
all the
it.
guys. It's so much about the little things that women love.
The little
is
things
really
is what
cute.
count.
Oh yeah,
All right, what else? And looks wise, what would you go for? Because that's the first thing.
Tall.
tall.
Okay,
yeah.
tall. What else?
Muscles?
Mature. I don't like young
Thick
guys.
glasses.
Shut up. She's talking about my husband.
Late 30s. Late 30s.
Yeah, I like them older.
Late 30s.
I'm late 30s.
40s.
I like
Okay.
them older than me.
Oh, like so 40.
okay.
You
I
got
like
40s?
40s.
You might like Tom. I think you're describing Tommy down in South
Ooh,
Florida.
hold on. That's Stephanie's man.
That's Stephanie's guy. That's the one that she liked.
Yeah.
He's the first one you see when you.
Tommy.
All right, so
Tommy.
tall. You know.
Tall,
He's
mature.
been with me for 5 years, and he lives down in South Florida with me, so we hang a lot.
Okay.
So we can
Look at Stephanie. Look. She's like, yeah, I like
South
Tommy.
Florida.
I'll let you know when I come to Miami.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
I would
describe what you would look for.
I wouldn't. I'm not a good client for that because if I were to hire a man to keep me company, I want to get fucked.
Okay, so what would he have to have? A big
He would
dick?
have to have a big dick, a really like a 6-pack. You know what I mean? A good face, strong hands, like be able to choke me and
some
to be rough.
What are you
'cause,
showing her?
that's what I
What are you
like.
showing her right
Right.
now?
her man.
Tommy.
That's her man.
Like, Tommy. Like,
choke you.
I don't know.
She's
like,
blushing right
that's
now.
what I mean. Like,
So
I
you don't
would-
care about the conversation
I would need
or
him
the little
to
things.
not be scared, be able to slap me because those are the things that I don't
Oh my
get
God,
from
Tommy's gonna be
guys.
listening to this right now. He's like,
So if I was
get
not,
her
He's
phone?
I
driving.
wouldn't
He's
be able to
driving. He's
hire-
driving up here right now.
I wouldn't be able to buy anybody's time in your service
Right.
because I would require
you're gonna have to go.
else-
You're gonna have to go to a brothel in
Yeah.
Las
You have to go to
Vegas.
the
yeah. So
You're gonna have to go to the kitty farm.
you guys,
whatever Heidi Fleiss has.
yeah,
The
can't
ranch.
Yeah,
provide.
you have to go to the dude ranch, girl.
I mean, if I was to hire a man, I'm not gonna want to walk around with him.
But let's just say,
I'm
okay,
gonna wanna-
aside from the fucking part and the guy with the big horse dick, personality wise, what would you look for somebody? Obviously, there's going to be
If
some.
I'm gonna pay him,
You want him to be aggressive, I take it.
right? I want him to be like, I want him to be in control.
Yeah,
If
she wants a
if
dominant
personality
man. Yeah, dominant.
wise, I need him to be like, sit, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
lay
that's
down on your knees.
that's crazy that you,
You know,
say that. Some of my
That's
best.
what I
Open your
would
mouth.
want.
Some of my best guys have taken.
Exactly.
Some of my best guys have taken dominatrix classes
Right.
because they are with women that are very high stress level jobs and they're bosses. They're
Right.
corporate and they're bosses. And they want someone to like say, you're done being a boss. I'm the boss.
I'm
right
the
now."
boss
I
now.
listen,
You need
I
to sit
learned that
down.
when I was a
You need to-
dancer.
See,
Yeah.
I would need
That
that.
the guys would,
Yes.
a lot of the guys that were high in power in their employment, they would
They're sick of it.
they would want to be like, the whole S&M thing. They would
told
want
what to
you
do,
to, they would want to be told what to do.
When
They
you're a
would want-
boss all day, you don't want to be a boss having
And
fun.
bosses,
Really?
I know this one woman who's a dominatrix, and she said their highest clientele is Orthodox Jewish men.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, she said that is like the most, clientele that they have.
Wow.
Those aren't the ones with the curls, are they?
Yeah, the curls. Yeah.
Those are the ones with the curls. I
Yeah.
see them all the time where I live at. It's a whole big community of them.
And
so
them
now when I
beards.
see them, I'm gonna be like, yeah,
And
the
them
beards,
beards.
and oh my god! Every time I see one of them, I'm gonna be side eyeing them like, I know what
But
she like.
they say as a dominatrix, you're not supposed to sleep with your clients. Is that true or false?
What's
The
that?
dominatrix, you're not supposed to sleep with the client.
No.
Because they
don't
said
know
that's
too
like
much
giving
about-
up power.
I don't know
Yeah,
too
you're
much
not
about
supposed
that.
to. It's all about like, it's all about like, it's all
Depends
about
how you
like
handle
the,
it.
yeah.
As long as you're in control, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
What's the most odd request you've ever gotten? Like,
Oh my God. I mean, over the years, I've just gotten some crazy, like, obviously the website says straight male companions, but there's always this guy, men that are like,
Wants me to fart on their face and shit.
it's weird. Just like,
but if you don't have to do anything with them, is there anything wrong? Like if that's a great check and you don't have to
that's
do
true.
anything, you wouldn't
fart.
just fart in their face?
No,
I can't make myself fart.
No.
Yeah, I can't fart on demand. So
Like, would you? Is that something that you would think about? Is it?
I mean, it's like being a dominatrix in a way because that's what they do, kind of like different weird things without having sex.
You shit on their chest?
I mean, I don't know that
she
I can
wanted me
make
to
myself
cock over her and shit on her stomach.
Like enough's enough. Like that's.
As long as you're not
You
shitting
can
on
think
me.
of some crazy shit. Why you gotta fart?
we, and it's strange. What I don't understand is there'll be a gay man and he'll say, I only like straight men. And so that's why I'm calling you. And I'm like, well, don't you get it? That if he's going to be with you, then he's not a straight man. So
He's
how
a
does that
fake straight
fantasy
man.
even
He's not
possible?
gonna be
It's not true.
What
But,
about
I'll direct them.
transgender? Have you have any transgender women as client?
We've had, over the years, I've had about 3 calls and like, it's kind of a situation where I just don't know what to do. Because I don't know what to do.
You should leave it. You should leave it up to, some of the escorts to see if they're down for it.
Yeah. I mean, so far it's never gotten past the part of me, like, let me think about it. And they haven't like pursued it more than that. So, I don't know, like it's for me, it's like a newer thing and like, how to handle that situation, cause we're like for women but they
are women now. They identify as women.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I mean, the post-op ones,
yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
Have a vagina.
So,
Nick is like, no, I'm not doing that.
I've put thought into it as well, and
it's just not a common call anyway.
It is tricky. I mean, I don't see myself, being attracted and having a connection like that. Even if they went through the surgery and everything, I don't think I would.
Right. I don't think they have to tell you that either, by the way.
They wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I always know.
You can tell?
I always know.
So you've had some clients, because I would assume that if you're post-op, you don't have to tell.
I haven't had one. I'm friends with a few, but I always know. I support them. I support the whole gay community as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Just as long as you are whoever you're supposed to be, I support you.
Yeah. And I also, like, when men call, I help direct them to find agencies men for men, with nothing against it. But when we started the agency, I found that if a woman was going to hire Billy, she didn't want him to be with Joey the night before. It would kill the fantasy. So we're, very strict with hiring straight men for women only. So pretty much worldwide, we're the biggest and best at that particular market. So
do you like check guys out as far as like, okay, I need to know your measurements?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm going to hire her
To check the measurements.
I need you because you can tell that you're into that. And of course, so maybe I want to get your number, give it to Tommy, and then you two can work out a deal where he hooks you up as payment
For you. There you go. There you go. That's a good
That could
swap.
help,
Listen,
right?
I'm doing.
Steph, I
I always do deals. That's what I'm all about. Just doing deals.
Good.
You like
Yes,
that?
I
can
like
see you on
that.
Honestly,
You should be on the show,
I
Stephanie.
should be on the show.
Is the
Gigolo.
most wildest request you guys get from the ones that are on the show or in real life? We're on the show, right?
With Showtime, we can say there's a woman and she's in a wheelchair and she hasn't been on a date in a long time, and maybe a couple of guys can go out with her and make her, take her to Vegas and make her have, and the producers across the table will be like, do you think she'll show her tits? And I'm like, come on, it's not that date. And they're like, okay, on to the next idea. So yeah, it's the wildest and craziest kind of women.
Well, it's
get
an
picked for
adult
the
show too, and they get notes from Showtime saying, they have to show so much as well.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
it's it's wacky, crazy, dirty, but it's
Well,
funny.
no, Angela, I don't want to be on the show. I'm not doing porn.
No, you don't have to do porn, but go on a date.
No, she'll just be, she'll go on the episode and we'll do because I got to do a new recruiting, and then, I'll do the recruit. I'll talk to the guys, and then she'll take them in the back room, drop your pants.
Yeah,
and go,
exactly.
he's
not going to work.
Yeah, he ain't going to work.
Oh, don't break hearts.
not everything.
Now, Garren, you say you know what women want, right?
Yeah, over the years, I've got a lot of feedback.
What do women want?
Women want, they want to feel special. They want to feel loved. They want to have attention. They want to go on a date and again, not have a guy on his phone and paying attention to them, remembering what they're saying, asking them questions about them, not talking about themselves.
Genuinely caring.
Yeah. A caring, fun,
Being involved.
individual. Yeah. So a big thing that women are turn off on is ego, like too much ego. I mean, a healthy ego is great, but when you're just there talking about yourself, that ain't going to work with a woman. So,
Humble confidence.
Yeah. Humble confidence. And so, that's what a woman wants. They want to ultimately feel special. And at the end of the day, if you're good at that, then you would do well in this industry, is actually caring about people. You can't be fake about caring about somebody.
Right.
Everyone can see right through that. So
Especially women.
yeah. So you have to, like, I hire guys that care about people in general. So, and they're getting paid, obviously. I mean, there's no, we're doing this.
It's like me too. When I started
It's
this,
a job and we get paid. So
when I started this, it was what it was. And, I actually didn't have that much to bring to the table as I do now. I try to help and bring as much as I can besides, just being fit and taking care of myself, help them if they want to do that. I like to motivate my clients and help them with their business and bouncing ideas off of them and being creative and health, fitness, nutrition, everything.
Nick, did you ever envision doing this? Like, was this something like, is it crazy to you sometimes when you think about it like this?
Well, I left the Air Force in 2005. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. I went for the GI Bill. And then after that, I moved to California to pursue entertainment and I got into stripping. And I stripped for 5 years before I did this. You taking off?
All right, Garren. Garren tried to slide out. He's busy. He's busy running his business. All right. Now we can really get into it with Nick. Now.
Uh-oh.
You could have said bye. You didn't have to sneak out.
Well, he was trying to sneak out. He was trying to kind of do it on the low, but you put him out there. So you put him on blast.
As women,
nice try.
The women in here are devastated that he just tried to sneak out on us. But so
he has other obligations to tend to.
He's blowing kisses now. I feel a little better.
He really cares.
Right.
Hey, duck out the back door. What the?
Bye, Garren.
Bye.
So yeah.
All right. Oh, it's over for you now, Nick.
No, it's just starting.
You don't have any backup.
We know you're busy. You're busy juggling kids, your aging parents, pets, all of those things. So it's no wonder that millions of families are using care.com. Now, family care needs can be unpredictable. Your kids can get sick, picking up a parent after an operation. I know right now my great uncle is really sick in the hospital, and emergency visits to the vet. These are all things that happen to families all the time. Well, you need an extra set of hands on demand, often when you least expect it.
The way the world works is changing. 60% of families do not have a stay-at-home parent. 70% of mothers and 90% of fathers are in the workforce. We all need a little help sometimes.
De-stress your life. The majority of working parents worry about their kids every single minute of the day. I know I do. You're more at ease and more focused when you know your kids, parents, pets, and home are well cared for.
Care.com is the world's largest digital marketplace for finding and managing family care. If you use Care.com, it makes your life simpler for families everywhere. You can find housekeepers, pet sitters, tutors, errand runners, and a whole lot more. Maybe you want to line up a sitter for a special kid-free date night? Well, Care.com is there for you. You can purchase background checks to help you vet the caregivers that you're considering hiring. And it's so convenient. The whole security process that you initiated for your potential caregiver, including a background check, reference check, qualifications, and certifications. Care.com provided me the tools to help do my due diligence when I'm hiring someone to care for my loved ones. Now, if you want to save 30% off a Care.com premium membership and receive a $15 credit that you can use toward paying your caregiver when you use Care.com's convenient payment platform, all you got to do is visit Care.com.
All right. So yeah, stripped for 5 years and towards the third or fourth year is something that I was actually interested in. And I approached a few companies to possibly do it. But like he said, there wasn't any companies, I think he said it in this interview, there wasn't any companies that were straight men for straight women. And all the guys were pretty much seeing guys. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't any out there. Then luckily, a couple of years later, he found me on a modeling website and approached me. Saw that I had the stripping background, which helped a little bit. Liked my look, met me, like my personality, and the rest is history. So
Yeah, I could see you as an actor, really.
I loved it. I loved living in Hollywood. I miss it. I live in Vegas now, and I was going around auditioning every day. And you know, when Gigolos approached me, it was after studying acting full time for 5 years. I was doing a lot of improv classes and audition classes, and I got to the point where I really felt like I perfected my craft. And I was getting callbacks to everything, and I knew the town and casting directors, which is a big part of it. And all my representation says, you know, you can't do adult and you can't do reality, and it was both. Gigolos was both.
Right.
But it was a starring role on a Showtime series.
Right.
And I was doing music and stuff too. I'm like, man, this show's got to go like 3 seasons. If it goes 1 or 2, I'm screwed. Like, I'm going to be a joke. And that's how it was in the beginning too. Like, what is this? Who are these jokes? But then season 3 happened. Then 4 happened. Then everything else was cherry top 5 and 6. And we're having our biggest season ever right now. It's just crazy journey.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah. Like,
How competitive is it with the guys though? Like, we always see all these movies and, you know, what a tough business is. I know for women, it's really competitive with women not
Everything
liking
in
each
life
other.
is competitive for women.
But I mean,
you
in particular,
on the show or with the other guys with the agency?
just, in the agency, just as far as this, you know, this industry, how competitive is it? Is it like a lot of cutthroat, people
bit, you
stealing
know,
each other's clients?
I don't know about that. You know, I don't think it's that type of person who works for this agency. The other guys on the show are good guys as well. And, you know, we motivate and inspire each other. And we push each other. You know, if this guy's doing this, I want to do that, you know. And
Is there a lot of like, you get a client and then you reach out to, and then y'all talk like offline? You know, I know everything has to go through the agency, but I'm sure these women will be like, well, let me just hit you up myself. Like,
no, it's not allowed. Sometimes if it's a regular and she needs to pass on a message or note or help plan a trip or something like that, you know, I'll give a quick phone call, but I'll block my number. But there's no contact at all. That's one of Garren's biggest rules. So
damn.
I respect that. Yeah.
But what about if you really end up having a personal relationship?
I'll call on a
with-
birthday once in a while or something
that's
like
sweet.
that.
She'd be like, who is calling me from this black
I'll always
number?
let Garren know though.
Oh, really? So no matter any contact, you would let the agency
Typically,
know?
I like to bring it up in some way. And I'll tell you know, I called her this week and this is going on. And, you know, usually she's talking about some type of booking anyways as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a follow-up for
But that's good.
a new date.
A little bit. I like to check in. I wish I could check in more than I do as well. But it's kind of like when after I see somebody, I'm kind of gearing up and getting the mindset to see the next person too.
Right.
You know, I have like, you know, 20, 30 girlfriends, you know, that I see.
Damn.
That's
And
awesome.
and I can't have all of them on my mind at all times. So I can't be in that
Look at
contact
Stephanie's
anyways.
face.
She's into it. She's here for it.
I'm with it. I'm
She's all the
totally
way here
down.
for it.
Because it's not like he's lying about anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not being sneaky.
And these women aren't being blindsided to the
Right.
situation. They are walking into
They
the
know
situation
what-
knowing exactly
what's
what they're getting
happening.
into.
Are you ever sick of being like, I gotta be the perfect guy for all these women? Who do you talk to?
Do I get sick of it? No, I enjoy it. I try to be, you know, better every date and everything. But, you know, I am kind of the pleaser. I like being a pleaser. But yeah, once in a while, you know, I don't mind being pleased. And fortunately, sometimes my regulars will do that for
Right,
me.
they're into
Do
that.
something that I like, or, you know, take care of me for a night, you know.
They always say in every relationship, there's a giver and there's a taker. So you're more of a giver.
Yeah,
you would
every
say.
single one, unless it's my birthday or something. Or she wants to do something special, you know.
Do you ever fall in love? You ever felt like an emotional connection with somebody?
When on some level, I put up that wall though. I don't allow it to pass a certain point. And when I was younger, I bounced around from girl to girl, falling in and out of love, or what I thought love was at the time. You know, I think a lot of love is immaturity and being scared and thinking that society in Hollywood tells us we need to be married and settle down with kids when we're in our early 20s, pretty much. And, you know, so we're scared and we're looking for that next person. If I'm attracted to you just a little bit, I'm going to jump in a relationship and it's going to suck, but I'm going to make it work and we're going to fight, but that's okay. You know, people fight. No, it shouldn't be like that.
How do you decide who to spend your birthday with? Does that cost extra? Or do you have several birthdays?
Usually special clients book me for my birthday. I'm trying to think the last couple.
When's your birthday?
September 3rd.
That's fine.
He's a
Garren's
Virgo.
Garren's is September 1st as well.
Virgo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, it's my birthday. Who am I going to spend it with? Everybody probably got to outbid each other. How many dates would you say you go on in one day? Like, what's the most?
Oh no, it's nothing like that. When the show got picked up, for the first year it was only like 1 or 2 a month. I was lucky to get 2 a month.
Wow,
and it was
really?
shorter bookings.
I was wondering.
The
Yeah.
clientele wasn't there, but then the show aired and a lot more came in, and I overwhelmed myself. I'd see a few a week, but typically it's like 1 a week. And I have an overnight minimum on weekends. So typically it's an overnight or weekend booking.
Now
And
the real question is, how expensive is it?
The overnights are $3,000. The weekends are $8,000.
It's not bad.
Ooh, okay.
Good.
Garren takes 20% of that.
But it's still nice money.
No,
Good
it's real
money.
good money.
Really
He
good
wants-
money.
I'm happy with it. Garren wants to put my prices up again because I have a lot of bookings that I can't handle, supply demand a little bit, but I'm happy where they're at. I think it's fair.
3,000 for one night. Like, forget that Chanel bag. We're gonna book Nick.
I like to think I'm worth it.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. So, all right. So he was talking about what women want. So what do you think that women want? Garren was telling us he knows what women want. What do you say, Nick, that women want?
He said, I agree with a lot of things that he said. He talked about some women, want the alpha type male. It's most
That's
women
definitely
want.
what-
Most women want the alpha
that's
type
what
male.
I want.
Most women do want you to take control. When they're handling the finances and the date and the planning a little bit, they can't handle all of that, but you take control another way. You make sure you get to, if they plan a few things, you make sure you get to where you're going and you check in with the reservation and, you take control of the conversations and, if anything develops, you take control of every situation. They do like that. And
Yeah, like I would need like a suit, like a Hulk type of guy. Like I would, if I was to hire somebody, it would be to get what I can't get from guys, and that would be like abuse.
Shut up.
You could hire somebody to
abuse is a bad word. Rough play is good
Roughness,
though. Rough
yeah.
is good.
Like,
she's talking about-
blood, broken bones.
She's talking about
a little choking's okay as long as you don't pass out.
Choking, slap her in the face.
A little sadism, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like
throw it around and
everyone
roughed up a little bit.
yes,
Grab them ankles and
exactly.
flip your ass over.
A little
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
50
but
Shades of stuff.
yeah. No,
You don't want to bleed or anything.
No, I mean,
You don't want any marks.
yeah,
no marks.
Marks.
Little slap marks that
Little
last like
slap
just for a
marks,
night maybe,
exactly,
but
that-
no
nothing-
blood.
No
No
real,
ripped out hair. Some people
Yeah, no
pull hair
ripped out
too hard.
hair,
You can
yeah.
pull hair a little bit, but you
No,
got to do that right
exactly.
too.
You have to know how to do
Yeah,
that.
I've had my hair ripped out. I get abused, man.
What? You get abused like that?
Yeah, as you'll see on this Thursday on Gigolos, I insured my penis for $1 million.
Oh
this
my
season.
God. He's got that
Just in case.
$1 million.
Yeah, I get beat up, man. I had one slap me so hard she almost knocked me out. I had a professional wrestling match.
See,
I used to
I
do a lot of
wouldn't want
crazy
to
shit.
do that to a man. I wouldn't want to do
You would want him to
that.
slap you with his
Crack
dick or
me.
crush your face, right?
His
Well,
hand
I
and
do.
his dick.
I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu as well. I'm a brown belt, and I do MMA and all that. So yeah, they think that they could be rough with me and beat my ass up. and-
No.
yeah, and I'm the bad boy tattoo, so I can kick your ass. Hell no, it don't
He's
work.
the bad boy.
I
with
get
the
beat up too
bad
much.
boy rapper with the tattoos.
Yeah, I kind of wish I
didn't.
didn't take on that role now. I'm getting beat up way too much, man.
Oh,
So being as though, when I was reading up on the company, I read that you guys had over 15,000 employment requests, and you're only up to 95. So does that make you feel like
You're a
really
chosen
like
one.
special that you're
Yeah.
like you're like
hell yeah,
one
for
of
sure,
the
man.
very
I'm
few
very
that made it
grateful
through
for my
to
life. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very, very special, very happy, very humbling. It's great. Oh yeah, and Garren loves it when you send him penis pictures. So fill out that employment form and send him penis pictures. Once again, it's
We actually have
cowboys4angels.com.
We actually have a website, an email address for penis pictures as well. So
yeah, Angie likes the
yeah, prettydickswag@gmail if you guys want to send yours.
Forward all those to Garren. I'll pay you to do that. I'll pay someone here to do that.
What about like
You
pictures?
got 1,000 penis pictures in a day. Oh my God.
What about pictures?
let me do it
Are
on
these
his
women
birthday.
allowed to like take pictures and stuff like that with you? Like if they're like, laying in bed and like, come on, let's take a selfie.
I try to keep it as private as possible.
Is your profile private on the site?
No.
He's not private.
Oh, right, because you're on the show.
I'm on the show and shit.
Yeah, I forgot, sorry.
Well, about half and half of the clients, watch the show, and they're kind of fans too, and they want to take a picture. And yeah, usually I do that outside of the bedroom, but
Like y'all can't be laid up like me and
I
babe.
don't ever post pictures when I'm with another girl or a client or anything like that, because I don't want to make anybody jealous.
Do girls ever like beef with each other? Like, oh, I seen such and such put up a picture with you. Are you fucking her?
Oh no.
One more time.
Like,
One more time. Can you repeat that?
some of your other clients, like maybe they'll see another girl post a picture with you. Do they ever ask you like, oh,
I
are you
ask them
fucking
all
her?
not to post them up. So it's usually just fans who come up to me. If you ever see me with a girl, it's usually just a fan that.
So not a
puts it.
client.
Yeah.
So you don't. You
I
would
ask them
take a
not
picture
to.
with a client, but you would ask them not to post it.
What about family
Or
gatherings?
I was
Not
about to
tag
ask
me.
that.
Yes, family gatherings. Like, listen,
you been to, like-
I need you to pretend that you're my fiance. I want you to come meet my family on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, have you done that?
Not too much of that. Trying to think, and he brought up the weddings and stuff too. I don't think I've done too much of that. No, that's not that common. Usually they're in Vegas and they want to have time, Usually
Just
it's not
fun.
a
It's
family
nothing that deep.
gathering. Or it's me and her going off to, to Hawaii or
What if a girl's
or
like,
Paris.
can you urinate on me? Do girls ask for stuff like that?
We'd have to be pretty tight for me to do something like that, I think. I don't think I'd be, if that's what she really wanted. No farting though. Farting the line. Pee, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been asked yet.
Nobody's asked you to pee on them? I'm shocked.
No. The golden shower thing too. And urine's sanitary too. It's not the biggest deal in the world. And it's warm, I guess. I don't know. But that's the big turn on, right? A little bit. I don't know. Or it's like shooting something out of it.
Oh my God.
All right,
Funny.
so what
You've never
are
been
some
peed on, I
things
take it?
what are some things you've said no to?
No, I haven't been peed on.
Me either.
No to?
Somebody asked me to pee on them once though.
How was it? Did you
I
do
didn't
it?
do it.
I would have did it. I'd be like, okay.
And
My baby daddy told me that I peed on him, but I really had just
On
squirted.
accident?
Well, I squirted, but I didn't know that I squirted. I was so young, I didn't know what was going on. But in hindsight, I was like, oh, I didn't pee on him.
you were
I was
embarrassed.
I like
No, he
squirting.
told me that I peed on him, and I was like,
Squirting's
I didn't pee on you. You're gross.
Guys love
and
squirting.
then
It's
as I grew up, I
disgusting, I
realized
think.
that back then when he said that it really was just that I had squirted on him. And
Guys love when you squirt on
She's a
them. They're
squirter.
Yeah, she-
gross.
She's like, it's
Men are
gross, but
disgusting.
they
but
like
she does it. They like
Yeah,
it.
I can't control it. It happens. It happens.
It ruins shit too. Like you
It
gotta
ruins-
throw
you gotta
mattresses
flip-
and
you-
flip couch cushions
Yes,
and
and
shit.
you gotta pick
Damn.
who sleeps in the puddle.
But you're in hotels
Like-
with these. I mean, it's not like it's in your house. As long as it's not your
It
bed.
happened in my house once
It
or
feels
twice.
good though. It feels good when it happens. It feels nice.
Get out a tarp.
So you said that you don't really date much in your regular life, right?
Yeah.
But do you you don't want to at all?
He does
You
want to.
I do a
If it
little
happens.
bit. I mean, she's got to be pretty special though. I get my fix. I love dating. Who doesn't like going out and going to a nice dinner or a movie or a show and having fun and doing everything else that you do in a relationship or traveling. But I get my fix from the job.
You get more than your fix.
Well, I was about to say that. You get your fix and a
Yeah.
really fat paycheck.
All right. Well, Gigolo.
And a great show
I'm
on
listening. We're
Showtime.
excited to watch it Thursday nights, right?
On Showtime.
Thursday nights on Showtime.
2 more episodes this season, but Garren's been saying you can download a Showtime app for a free month and all the episodes are on there.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch all of them.
I'm gonna watch them. Yay.
I don't want anybody to watch it.
And and you guys can
I'm
learn.
just kidding about that.
You
There
guys
ain't no
can
free
learn a
ad.
lot about women, what women want. Okay, from watching
Yeah.
Nick.
Guys.
How serious are you about your music career though? Is that something that you would say?
100% serious now. I wasn't at the beginning. I told them that I was a rapper to get on this reality show, which I rapped my whole life. But then they're like, okay, rap. So I had to come up with really put together some music, and I put together Gigolo, which it's a solid song, but it's nowhere near to what I'm doing now. I just
Nick
released
Cannon had a song called Gigolo.
Gigolo. Yeah. I got an awesome review about my song from Variety saying it was better than his track. That's one of my best. Yeah, that was cool. But no, I just We Fight. I just did the music video to that too. That's my baby, and I produced and I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and just hours and hours of writing. I'm really complex with my rhyme structure, and I studied English, and I focused on creative writing. So I mean, I've just studied our language and putting words together, and you can really see that in the song. It's motivational music. I got a new track called No Competition coming out as well.
What a perfect male specimen.
Oh, that's like my son's father. He studied creative
you're
writing,
not on
and
the
he's an
market.
incredible rapper. Like my son's father is a really good rapper.
Cool.
All right. Well, Nick,
I wouldn't plug him, but he's a good rapper.
we thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, it's lip service.
Bye.
Thanks again to two dope queens and their dope new podcast. It's Phoebe Robinson and Jessica Williams. They're bringing you the real talk, real storytelling, and a real funny comedy with a bunch of hilarious stand-up comedians.
This podcast is recorded live in Brooklyn, New York City. So who knows what might happen?
These two ladies will have you laughing the whole time you're listening. So check out Two Dope Queens from WNYC Studios.
Now get the podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get lip service.